So Jim, we got to talk about Goldman Sachs. You used to work there many years ago, and the story about this op-ed piece for the employee that left has just taken hold, and it doesn't seem to want to go away. I argue, though, that the brokerage firms lost their commitment to the customer long before the financial crisis. I saw it more when Elliot Spitzer came in and he changed the whole research division cost model.
Yes, I mean, traditional areas of profit, getting positive research and therefore getting add-ons and IPOs, really tainted business. Stock trading, trying to get commissions, and commissions have gone to nothing. So where do you make your money? You make your money in derivatives. And the reason why you make your money in derivatives is because the cost is hidden. There are proprietary products that don't really trade away. So, let's say you can take 2 points. In other words, you have something you sell at par, you can, it's really worth 98, and the customer's down immediately on it, and they don't really understand it. And you can really buffalo people. You can sell them a lot of derivatives, saying, listen, interest rates are down a lot. You can protect yourself from the upside and make a lot of money on those, particularly if you don't have that position. We obviously had instances with this Hudson, which is another one of these partnerships that David Faber exposed, where they bet against it, actual bet against it. And I was brought in when at the Abacus deal came. They told Goldman told me, listen, in no uncertain terms, we took a position in it. We didn't bet against the client. Well, it turns out that they were stuck in a position. It was not by design.
Not that they joined in.
So the Goldman I know and the Goldman I love, I have to believe is still there. And there's a big firm. There's a lot of really good people, but if there are people who are being called, if there's clients who are being called Muppets, if that's true, and it's in emails, then what you say is, listen, we don't agree with what this guy did. He should have come to us. We would have taken care of it. We're going to fire all the people who did what they did. And maybe if we have to reduce some of our profitability, we're going to look at our rules again and internalize. But they don't do that. They just don't do that.
As much as people like to vilify the banks and the brokerages, they've been beat up on every angle. And like you were just mentioning, there's so many different ways to make money in these businesses, but they've been hit on almost every front, and they're scrambling as to. I mean, listen. Ultimately, you're in business to make money.
Yeah,
and
but
if
Deb,
you keep beating them
we
up
made a
on
lot of
making
money. We made a lot of money when I was there, and the client was always right. I mean, you protect the client at all costs. I mean, the big issue was you're the salesperson. You want to protect the client. The company itself wants to make more money. So what do? They can cut your payout, and you bring in more clients, but they're not going to say, listen, hurt the client. And there were too many instances where we heard about clients being hurt and taking one side of the trade and favoring one client by picking some bad mortgages versus another. And these are bad things. Okay, they're just bad things. And we're not going to try to equivocate. We're not going to try to come up with rationalizations. They're just not as good, but they are ways to make a lot more money. When you're a private partnership, you don't have people, I don't have to know. But when you're a public company, you have this pressure to be able to make more earnings and do stuff. And so you did things that you shouldn't have. What I don't like about this version of Goldman is that they are insisting that they never did anything that they shouldn't have. And that's unrealistic. Too many clients lost money. Too many stories have come out. They're not a vast conspiracy. I've been defending Goldman forever. And I'm probably the biggest supporter because I worked there and made a lot of money in the media. And even I felt, okay, I got to take a break here. I can't defend this stuff unless Goldman gives me something which says we're taking action on some of the bad things that he mentioned.
I mean, I saw what this guy saw. I saw it at Bear Stearns when I worked there. We used to all comment saying, man, I cannot believe the customer is coming in second to the firm.
I know,
and
but it happened.
I think eventually they all are going to have to, as you said, step back and say, until we start helping the customer make money, again, put their profits first, it's going to hurt the business because you got to go. It's got to circle back to customer being number one.
I remember there was this company called Premcor. They were an oven company, and there was a piece of junk bond that was selling, and I thought it might be good for one of my customers. So I went to the guy who was running the desk at the time. His name is Dave Tepper, who became Appaloosa Partners. Yeah. And I said, look, I think this is a really good piece of paper. We can mark it up a couple of bucks. Jesus, it's 60. We charge 62. It makes some money for the firm. He said, what are you going to do, put that into a client's account? Are you kidding me? Do you not care about your clients? And he was furious at me. He was screaming at me. I was very embarrassed. But I learned, don't hurt your client, even if you make a lot of money.
Yeah, we used to tell the derivatives guys, look, if it takes you 10 minutes to explain your product,
right.
forget it.
And you know, Bear did a lot of that bad mortgage product in Europe. This market is
stock picker's market.
Stocks have rallied this year.
we're coming into a Monday where we're going to